Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to Central Park Sittingbourne for this afternoon's National Trophy clash between the Kent Kings and the Isle of Wight Warriors. And one of Isle of Wight's winter signings, Kelsey Dugard, over my left shoulder, chatting to a rider he'll be up against this afternoon, James Shanes. It's great to see the Isle of Wight back on track. The last time we saw them here was 2013 as the Isle of Wight Islanders, complete with the likes of Adam Ellis. But after a couple of years in the wilderness, the club have regrouped. They're now the Isle of Wight Warriors, and it's great to see them back on track for this year. They include riders such as Kelsey Dugard, who we saw do pretty well in his first year with Eastbourne last year. Benji Compton at number one, of course, is a former Kent King, and with James Cockle in the side as well, I'm sure the Warriors have got enough experience in their side to give the Kings a tough match here this afternoon. As for the Kings, they've ridden 5 meetings as a team this season and won the lot. 4 of them on the road. They really have hit the ground running, and the side is really firing on all 7 cylinders, it's fair to say. They'll be looking to do a double here over the Warriors in this competition, and confidence will be boosted, I'm sure, with another victory here this afternoon, with hopefully the weather staying good, and the sun is trying to break through now as we speak, so we should be lucky there. So before the action gets underway then, we'll take a little wander around the pit lane and chat to the couple of guys who are going to be riding here in this afternoon's match. Well, joining us before this afternoon's clash is one of the new members of the brand new Isle of Wight team, of course. It's James Cockle. We normally catch up with you every year, James, riding for someone, and this year it's Isle of Wight. So tell us, A, how the move came about, and B, how good it is to see Speedway back on the island.
Basically, I knew I needed to make a move. At the same time, Kings Inn couldn't fit me in either, so it forced me to make a move anyway. It's a move that I was looking forward to doing. Barry phoned me up, wanted to do a deal, so we done it straight away. Started the season great, and now I feel like I'm just a bit, don't know, got to do some catching up. Something ain't right at the moment. I'm gating good, but just not putting the points on the scorecard. Hopefully tonight that can change.
Well, that said, I know a lot of riders have sort of found it a bit difficult because the season has been so stop-start, hasn't it, in all the divisions, because of the poor weather we've had to put up with. I mean, this is only like the second proper Kent Kings meeting here, apart from individuals. So, I mean, and same with the island. I mean, you had a meeting curtailed, didn't you, recently?
Yeah, called off. Yeah, that meeting was called off. Did actually try running that, but it just wouldn't stop raining, and it's the right thing to do. But it's at the Isle of Wight, it's like being an away rider for me at the moment. You know, they ain't been about for 3 years, so the rest of the team are in the same boat as whatever team come and visit us at the moment. But we do need to pick it up. I know that. I weren't very happy with our last meeting. That was against Kent. Recoup and just keep plugging away. You know, the team need to keep plugging away. Some of us keep letting our heads go down, and when one's going good, the other one ain't. You know, we need to do it as a team. You know, you win meetings as a team. So today, hopefully we can. I know it's going to be hard today. I don't want to say that we ain't going to lose, because we're here to try and win every meeting we can. But we've got to do better than when they come to our place. So, end of story.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's a new team. Everyone's trying to bed in. You're not going to have fixtures as hard as Kent every week on the island. I mean, they've got a strong side this year. But once you've all gelled in as well, you've got some good riders there, like yourself. I mean, Mark Baisby's been around for a few years. Kelsey Dugard showed promise last year for Eastbourne. So there's potential there for the Isle of Wight team.
Definitely. Loads of potential there. Kelsey's already showing his potential, you know. His first couple of meetings, he was nervous. Started giving him a few hard words the last couple of meetings, and it's paid off. Yeah, I do like being a captain, you know, but sometimes I lose the percentage on my own racing, you know, trying to help others. I'm always here to help others if I can, but when things ain't going 100% yourself, you need to spend some time on yourself, which I do a lot of workshop time. There's nothing wrong with bikes or nothing, you know, it's just me. I need to get it going, and I do want to do it as a team, but obviously I want to be top scorer every meeting as well, so this is where we're at.
Well, and of course another blow, losing Brendan Johnson as well with his injury. I mean, he's had not a lot of luck in the last couple of years, Brendan, unfortunately. Of course, that's a bit of a downer for the team as well, isn't it? Yeah,
of course it is a big downer, you know. It's going to be a hard one for him to come back from. I've done it myself. Funny enough, he was the one that done it to me, but you know, they haven't pinned his arm yet. I think it's a mistake. I went through the same thing. They should have pinned that ages ago. They left mine for 3 months broken, and then it changed hospitals, and they pinned it straight away. That's just putting him back. He needs to get it done and sorted. But he is a big loss to the team. You know, he can score points, especially here today. We're going to miss him. You know, he's rode around the island for years as well before they closed down. Yeah, it is a big loss. I know Brendan very well as well, so it is a bit gutting. It's nice to ride in teams when you've got a few riders that you have rode with before, you know. But this team's fresh to me. Some of the kids I don't even know. I'm that old now, so. But yeah, I'll get to know them, and hopefully they can plug away. You know, I always say that reserves win meetings, and it's hard when everyone says that Heat leaders should do it. I don't think it's fully correct myself. Look at Kent, their reserves come to ours, and one of their reserves scored like 13 points. It's won the meeting for them, you know. That's 13 points more than we've got. So we need to work on our bottom end of the team, get them focused, and obviously we need the top end of the team. We need the whole team to get going, really, mate, and none of us are getting going, it's the truth. So yeah, kicking the balls and off we go.
All right, James, and finally then, a quick word about this afternoon's match. I mean, obviously you've scored well here in the past, and we saw Benji Compton Road here the other year as well. You know, you never know, it's a funny old game, Speedway. You could catch Kent cold today.
I'd like to hope.
Or maybe not.
I'd like to say we catch them cold, you know, but they're on a good run at the moment and they're buzzing. And as soon as you get that quick buzz in any team, it does. I've been in there with Glasgow, you know, and it is such a good feeling. Everything just seems to go right. If one ain't performing, the other six seem to perform for that one. I'd love to be in that situation, and that's what we're here to do. I don't come here every year to ride my bike and not win meetings, you know, or score no points, you know. I want to score double figures everywhere I go. So, but I like coming here. Don't know if I do so much tonight because the team we've got is good. But yeah, everyone's here. Everyone's beatable, you know. I've beat riders in the past that people said you shouldn't have beat. So yeah, everyone's beatable, mate.
Exactly. Everyone's beatable. Listen, that's the attitude to have, James. Well, listen, it's good to see you here as always, and good luck this afternoon.
Happy to be here, mate. Nice one. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Well, Kings fans' favourite, James Shane's joining us before this afternoon's match. Firstly, James, we've got to say we know you and Kent have had a great start to the season, but you did very well on the grass yesterday. Tell us about that, up in Worcestershire, I believe.
Yeah, it was a good day up there. It was the first time on grass this season, and it was nice to get back on the bike, and you know, I had a good meeting, won the barn record, won the meeting. I dropped a point to Tim Nose, but the track became slick and I didn't have to win the last ride to win it overall, so I gave it a good go for a couple of laps and sat behind him and just played it safe and got the win, so not too bad.
Excellent. Well, that's a good start on the grass then. And of course on the Shale, as I say, the Kings have started like a house on fire, winning all their meetings so far, 4 of them on the road. You've all been scoring well. You did well at Sheffield as well in the British semi-qualifier there, so I mean, I guess it's fair to say you're pretty pleased with the way things have started so far.
Yeah, the season started off really well. The team, all of us have bonded quite nicely together. It's a big improvement from last year. You got like Luke and Davey with so much experience, and then you've got the other ones who we're all learning off each other. We're always talking about things, finding out what's happening, what we need to do, what we need to change, and it's a real good, you know, team to be a part of now, and it's showing on the track as well as in the pits. We're doing all right.
Indeed. I mean, I think from last year, yourself and Danny are only going to keep improving. I mean, obviously Ben Morley was a big loss points-wise, but I mean, Luke Bowie's coming, he'll do exactly the same job in that respect. But the reserves, a bit more of a sting in the tail for the Kings.
It's been great. With Jack and Dan has improved massively. He's trained really hard over the winter, and I think he's been at Highway most weekends practicing and trying.
He moved there, I think.
Yeah, I think he did. Jack's doing really well. He's on the pole tech course with me, and you know, we're sort of learning together, training together, and you know, it's really nice to see, you know, the reserves have improved. It's nice for Jack to do well, and it's good for pole tech that he's doing well. But it's brilliant. The whole team is bonded nicely.
I was going to bring that one up in a minute. The pole tech course. Tell us about that.
It is the best thing I think that's happened to British Speedway in a long time.
With Ollie Allen.
Yeah, Ollie is so enthusiastic about it. He's just started riding again, and well, like with us, and he's
still quick.
Well, I wasn't there for the last track day, but Kelsey, who's riding today, he said he was on it, and he's gone out with a couple of the lads and sort of like, I'll follow you for 2 laps, you follow me for a little bit, I'll ride your bike, see what your bike's right. And the things we're learning is things I've never even thought of. Like, I was never a believer of psychology and things like that, and now psychology is a big part of it. And you know, it's amazing, the training, the facilities they've got up there, and what we're getting is second to none. It really is.
Is this ongoing for how long?
At the moment, it's running till same time next year. So I think it was September or August. I can't remember. It's running all the way through the season. With talks that we might get another go next year at doing it, because this is kind of a trial, first time it's happening. We might go again next year, like us lot, same people, and do it properly and see what actually happens. He's trying to open it up to younger riders now, having like track days, and I think he's talking about having like long weekends and half term, things like that, to try and get some of the younger riders doing it as well. So it is really an amazing thing.
Excellent. Well, that all sounds good. Well, I know you've got to get ready, James. I mean, so a quick word about today then. I mean, obviously, big win for Kent on the island a few weeks back. Obviously, completely different track altogether. But, I mean, I think one or two of their riders are dreading it a little bit here because, Kent are a good side. Different track to theirs. I guess you guys are pretty confident you can whack in another big win today.
I hope so. Yeah, the new track here at Kent is amazing. They've only changed it around ever so slightly, but it rides a lot nicer now. And hopefully, yeah, we can. You know, I'm feeling confident. I had a good meeting yesterday, and speaking to everyone around here, they're all ready for it. So, you know, give it our best shot, can't we?
As always. Listen, James, always a pleasure. Thanks for your time, and best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you. See you soon.
So nice to hear from you, Isle of Wight Warriors captain James Cockle and Kent Kings fans' favourite James Shanes. And now we'll hand up to Steve Girdwood for this afternoon's race commentary.
Well, thanks, Glenn, and a good bank holiday sized crowd has turned up for this National League Knockout Cup first round, first leg, and we'll give you the two teams as they come around on their bikes ahead of this afternoon's encounter for the Kent Slide Kings. It is Luke Bowen at 1, at number 2 Luke Clifton, Danny Ayres rides at 3, David Mason is at 4, James Shanes at 5, Dan O'Verge at 6 and Jack Thomas at 7, so they're at full strength. And for the Isle of Wight Warriors, great to see them back in track action after a 2-year hiatus. Benji Compton, former Kent number 1, of course, he's at number 1 for the Warriors. Kelsey Dugard, formerly of Eastbourne, he's at 2. Lee Smart, he's been with several tracks, back out of retirement this year, he's at 3. Mark Baisby, who may surprise us here this afternoon. He did well to win the Silver Ski Individual Championship here last year. He's at 4. James Cockle is at number 5. James, well, as he said in his interview, he's feeling a little bit down with his scoring power at the moment, but we've seen how well he can go around this circuit. He's at 5. The captain, Maxwell, is at number 6. And Tyler Govia, well, he rides at number 7. So the expectant crowd hoping for a big home win to take to the Smallbrook Stadium for the second leg when these two teams meet again in June. And smiley faces and smiles as well from the Kent fans so far this season. Their side unbeaten. Will it continue this afternoon? Heat number 1 then, and the lineup, we've got Kelsey Dugard off gate number 1, Luke Clifton comes out off gate number 2, Benji Compton is a 3, and Luke Bowen, well, he comes out off gate number 4. Luke, or 747 as he's known, he scored a brilliant 15-point full maximum in Kent's 20-point win against the Isle of Wight in the National Trophy just over 10-11 days ago. James Shanes really got a paid maximum as well, where he was a route on the island. He comes out off at gate number 4. Referee Christina Turnbull in charge here this afternoon. Glorious sunshine here at Central Park, as great to see track action once again after a month away. Heat number 1 is underway, and into that first turn was a good start there by Benji Compton. He leads the way, and Kelsey Dugard has joined him, so this is a bit of a surprise. Bowen is back in third, Clifton in last position. Luke making a move around the outside of Kelsey, and he's got through into second place, and now he'll be challenging Benji Compton, his opposing number, as Luke Clifton, well, he's challenging Kelsey Dugard. Here comes Bowen on the inside of Compton, but Benji holding him off at the moment. 2 laps down, 2 to go. Kelsey Dugard looking over both shoulders to see where Luke Clifton is. Luke not that far behind. As we take a look at the action from the inside of the circuit, it is Benji Compton who leads the way then from Luke Bowen in second place. Bowen about, well, he's had a tumble there. He has come down, and the race, well, it is continuing. Luke, well, he's trying to get off the track in time, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so. The red lights have been put on, the flags are out by Miss Turnbull, as Luke Bowen, he's still up against the air fence, and that was unfortunate for him, taking that spill, challenging Compton, but just got it wrong, got a little bit too close, had to bail out, and the race, well, it has been awarded a 5-1 to the Warriors in heat number 1. That's a shock. Benji Compton, excellent race victory. Dugard second, Luke Clifton third, Luke Bowen, very rare mistake by him. Benji just coming over to see how he is. He's perfectly okay, but the Kent number 1 not scoring anything in his first race. Heat number 2, the reserves race. Dan O'Verge comes out off gate number 1. Gate number 2 sees Matt Saul. Gate number 3, Jack Thomas. Tyler Govia from the outside. The the Kent Slide Kings, where you would think that they will have too much firepower at reserve berth. They haven't really got any weak links at all this season, have Kent, unlike last, as Dano Verge and Jack Thomas come to the start line. Of course, Kent also had a good win at Mildenhall in the National Trophy since we were last here. As Heat 2 gets underway, Verge has made a great start. He leads the way. Here comes Thomas around the outside with Govia in third. All that back to Govia has now got through in the second place ahead of Thomas with Matt Saul at the back. Saul, in fact, he has taken a tumble, and is he going to be able to get off the track in time? It doesn't look like it. Similar place where Luke had his tumble and he's got caught up in the air fence. That's unfortunate for him. And Saul was in a fairly good position, but then he dropped to the back. Govia coming through in the second place ahead of Jack Thomas, and that's going to be a rerun of heat number 2 without the excluded Warriors number 6. So 3 remaining riders then back out at the start line. Jack Thomas, he scored paid 11 at both the Isle of Wight and Mildenhall in those 2 straightaway wins. He really is one of the stars for Kent, although they're all riding extremely well. Dano Verge, what a season he's having so far, and what a race he's having this one. He leads the way from Jack Thomas in second place, Govia back in third. It is a 5-1 for the home side, and if it stays like this, it should draw the scores level at 6 points apiece, following that shock 5-1 to the visitors in the opener then, as Dano leads the way. Paid 8 at Mildenhall in that 6-point win, and we only got paid 3 on the Isle of Wight, but he really has ridden extremely well so far this season. Much fitter, we understand, and was able to hold on for the whole 4 laps instead of a couple now, which always seems to be the case before. But he's certainly holding on in this one. With Jack Thomas in second place, it looks like it's going to be a big 5-1 in the reserves race, with Tyler Govia when he's just back in third place. He's just crosses the line. The Kent fans, the whistles are sounding. Of course, no air horns allowed here at Central Park, as Dano and Jack score a big 5-1 in heat number 2 to bring the scores level. And coming round to receive the applause from the big crowd here this afternoon, basking in the bank holiday sunshine, or at least those that are not under the main grandstand. Race 3, Lee Smart comes out off gate number 1. David Mason is off gate number 2. Both of these riders former Conference League Riders champions. Certainly have had a long and fairly successful career, especially in the lower division. Gate number 3, that sees Mark Baisby, and from the outside it is Danny Ayres, who's down the country riding for Glasgow in the Premier League, and Kent down here in the National League. Busy year for Danny. Heat number 3 gets underway, and it is Smart who's made a good start from the inside. Ayres making a move around the outside of Lee, though it's close going down that back straight. Lee Smart just holds to the line from Danny Ayres in second place. Third spot, it is David Mason. Mark Baisby, maybe a surprise he's at the back. Here's Mark with the success that he had here last season in that Silver Ski Championship. Here comes Ayres, he's trying to have some success over Lee Smart. Cracking action in heat number 3, and Ayres has come through in the first place from Smart in second, Mason holding on to third, as Mark Baisby, well, he's having problems at the back. It looks like being a 4-2 for the home side, and this would see Kent moving into a 2-point lead. They're on the final lap. Mason chasing down Lee Smart. Meanwhile, out in front it is Danny Ayres, who looks like he's going to get off to winning starts here in his first ride. As they come round, the checkered flag is out. Danny wins it in style. Second place just goes to Smart ahead of Mason. Baisby, nothing for Mark. Danny, well, there's a great battle out in front between him and Lee, and eventually just easing past his opposite number to collect 3 points. And coming round with the checkered flag, Kent, will they move into a 2-point lead, 10 points to 8. Danny really does wear his heart on his sleeve, hugely popular here at Central Park, and the crowd loving every moment of that. Steady on, Dan. I want you to drop that flag or do yourself a bit of damage. Kent leading by 10 points to 8. Next one up, heat number 4, Tyler Govia comes out off gate number 1, a point in his first ride. Jack Thomas off gate number 2. He beat Tyler, got a paid win in his first race. James Cockle comes out off gate number 3, his opening race. It'll be interesting to see how he goes after his interview with us. And from the outside, it is James Shanes, who had success on the grass track yesterday. As he said in his interview with Glenn, he really is an all-round motorcyclist, of course the British Masters grass track champion, and also won the stand title, of course, last season. And well, some of them just getting 1 or 2 unusual shots from the centre of the circuit. As we get ready for heat number 4, Kent leading by 10 points to 8. This race will develop between Shanes and Cockle, you think. Let's see if that's the way it goes as the race gets underway. And into that first turn, it is James Cockle who leads the way from James Shanes in second place. Third spot, it is Tyler Govia with Jack Thomas in last place of the Warriors. Well, they're hitting back in this one. They're on a 4-2 at the moment, but the boy wizard of balance, as he's known here at Central Park, you can be sure he's going to be trying to find a way past Cockle. But James, he's doing well to hold off Shanes at the moment. Shanes going out too wide. Oh my goodness, he had all sorts of problems and he has come down. And a crashing fall for James Shanes in heat number 4. But he's trying to get off the track in time. I don't think he's quite going to be able to do it, as the race, well, it's had to be stopped by referee Christina Turnbull. And oh my goodness, well that was a bit unfortunate for James, as he took a big perler there. And the race is going to be rerun without the rider, obviously, in the red helmet colour. But great to see he's able to walk back into the pits under his own steam. So we go again with heat number 4. Jack Thomas, well, he's out by himself in this one then, following the exclusion for Shanes. Ian Glover walks away, takes fly up into that first turn, and it's a good start once again by Cockle. And Jack Thomas, he's been brought down there by Tyler Govia, and the race, well, it has been stopped by Mr. Turnbull. And well, out at the start, it was very tight going into that first turn, and Govia just hitting his opposite number, taking his left leading leg away from him, and a restart has been ordered by the referee. We'll be going again in a moment or two. So third time of asking, heat number 4, and so I'm sure you know the lineup. Tyler Govia off gate number 1, Jack Thomas is off 2, James Cockle is off 3, no rider off gate number 4. Points to 8, Kent lead after 3 as the race starts, and into that first turn, well, it is Cockle who's made the start once again. He's made it every time, and this time there's a faller there. Tyler Govia, he has come down the race, well, it is continuing. Govia has got back to his machine and he's continuing, because of course with only 3 riders in the race, he will score a point if he completes the 4 laps and does not get lapped either, as Cockle, well, leisurely look over both shoulders, see what's going on behind him. So we have seen him have some excellent meetings here. Kingsland, young star rider for several seasons, but wanted pastures new this season. Very happy indeed to be on the Isle of Wight, although not that happy as he was saying to us with his scoring, but I'm sure that's going to improve once the Warriors get a few more matches under their belt. They've hardly had any matches at all, what with the very bad weather situation we've had so far this season. Hopefully we're going to have a long, hot, dry summer. We can but hope, can't we? As James Cockle, he collects 3 points in heat number 4. Second place goes to Jack Thomas, and Tyler, we will come round and collect a point in third, which will mean that the Warriors, well, they score a 4-2 in heat number 4, and they draw level at 12 points apiece. Barry Bishop, the team manager, will be pleased with how his side have performed in the opening few races. James Cockle, excellent race win. And well, they're getting a bit older, aren't they? We've seen these since almost the day they were born. Very pretty in pink as well, being taken out for the day by their proud parents. So heat number 5 then, the riders out on track. We just had the water truck round for a bit of grading as the 2 sets of riders come out for this one. 12 points apiece then, this knockout cup first round, first leg. Isle of Wight probably possibly doing a bit better than they would have hoped early on, of course, having lost by so many in the National Trophy at home against Kent, going down by 20 points on the home circuit. Heat number 5, Danny Ayres won his first ride, he's off 1. Gate number 2, Kelsey Dugard, he got a paid win in heat 1. Gate number 3, David Mason, he got a third first time around. And Benji Compton, former Kent rider, of course, who won his first outing, he's off gate 4. Heat number 5, he's away, and so is Danny Ayres from the inside. He's made a superb start. Benji Compton has gone with him as well. Third place it is Dugard with Mason at the back. As David Mason, well, he's gone out a bit wide, and I think that's played any chances he had in this race of getting any points. Dust, well, it's starting to come up a bit now off of the circuit. 40 tonnes of shell has gone down over the last few weeks as Benji Compton, well, he's taken a tumble, and the race, well, it is continuing as Compton, well, he looks like he's going to get off the track in time. Christina Turnbull, she has delayed putting on the red flags and red lights. Good decision by the referee as Ayres starts the final lap, long way in front. Dugard in second, Mason in third, and Kent, this could see them move back into a 2-point advantage as Danny Ayres, he comes round, 2 rides, 2 wins for him. Second place goes to Kelsey, third spot to David Mason. He's just about going to cross the line now. Well done, David. And that sees the Slide Kings, they move on to 16 points. The Isle of Wight Warriors, they move on to 14. Danny coming round with the checkered flag as the crowd applaud their hero. Oh, and what's Danny up to now? Here he goes. He really is such a popular rider here at Central Park, and showing us why there in heat number 5. 2 rides, 2 wins. Great scenes here at Sittingbourne. Heat number 6, next one up, and the line-up, it sees James Cockle coming out of gate number 1. He won heat number 4, which took a few attempts to run, of course. And well, a very honest interview James gave us before the meeting. He has been struggling for points, but that was been a good confidence booster for him in his first ride. Luke Bowen is off at gate number 2, that rare fall in his first ride for 747. Gate number 3 sees Matt Saul, who also took a tumble in his first outing, and from the outside Luke Clifton, who got a point in his first ride. Kent just 2 points in front. They'll be looking for a double-digit lead, you feel. Take it to the second leg on the Isle of Wight. Heat number 6. We're about ready to go. Sun-drenched afternoon here as the race starts. And a bit of movement there from Luke Bowen, and Miss Turnbull, the referee, has stopped the race. The red flag's coming out, and James Cockle, we made a start, but Luke Bowen it was who just moved before the tapes rose. We'll be going again with a restart of heat number 6. So on to the rerun then of heat number 6. So we haven't got any sort of real time curfew today. We're allowed to run to 8:30, but hopefully we will be finished before then. So the first 5 races have taken about 45 minutes. Of course, some great news that planning permission has been given permanently here for speedway racing, and it really is a tremendous decision for the promoters here, Len and Roger. long may it continue here. Been very successful now in the 4th season, of course. Where does that time go? Heat number 6, the rerun of the heat. Oh, James Cockle's had engine failure, and that has allowed Luke Bowen and Luke Clifton to move into 1st and 2nd. Matt Saul in 3rd. That is unfortunate for the Warriors captain, as he was leading the first time the race was stopped, as Clifton is who leads the way from Bowen in 2nd place. Matt Saul, well, he's not really in their class, I'm afraid. He's quite a distance back in 3rd, as Cockle, well, he's walking over the centre green. 2 laps to go, and it looks as if Kent are going to score their second 5-1 of the meeting, and this would give them a 6-point advantage. The Isle of Wight, they've done well in the early races to keep it level, but the Slide Kings are going to secure a 5-1 here, as the 2 Lukes, Clifton and Bowen, they score a 5-1 then in heat number 6. Matt Saul just crosses the line in 3rd, scoring his first point of the meeting, and where you do feel as if the home side may build quite a big lead from now on, perhaps. They now lead by 6 points. Here comes Luke on a lap of honour with the checkered flag, and Luke Bowen joining him as well, and super stuff from the 2 Lukes. 21 points to Kent, 15 to the Isle of Wight. So on to race number 7, and this one sees James Shanes off gate number 1. He had that fall, of course, in his first ride, but good to see that he was able to walk back to the pits and able to come out for his second outing. Lee Smart comes out off at gate number 2. Lee, he retired from the sport for 2 or 3 years, but the lure of the show was too much for him. He's back racing with the Warriors this season. Dano Verge off gate number 3. What a transformation it's been for young Dano this year. But it's so much hard work in the winter. I understand he was at Iwade every week practicing. Paul Hurry has been pushing him very hard. We understand it really has paid dividends. Lots of time spent in the gym. It shows what you can do with dedication. Mark Baisby off gate number 4. Heat number 7 is away. It's tight going into that first turn, and it's the 2 Warriors who lead the way. Mark Baisby from Lee Smart, Dano Virgin, James Shanes. They are bringing up the rear in this heat. That's a surprise, as Baisby leads the way. Didn't score in his first ride. Winner of the Silver Ski individual meeting here towards the end of last season. Well, I remember he beat 3 Kent riders in the final, Ben Morley, Danny Ayres, and it could have been James Shanes as well. Shanes, he's at the back. Lee Smart in 2nd place. Dano Verge, he's putting Lee under a lot of pressure. Now James Shanes starting to get on the action as well. Baisby, he looks away and gone as they come round to complete lap number 3. Lee Smart under immense pressure. Here comes Shanes around the outside, Verge on the inside. What a move by the 2 Kent side Kings riders, finding a way either side of Lee Smart. It's turned a 5-1 into a 3-all. Baisby wins it, Shanes 2nd, Verge 3rd. Well, that was fantastic. The crowd absolutely loved that, and so did we. That was well, Lee Smart, he wouldn't have done, that's for sure, but that was absolutely brilliant. A shared heat, our first of the meeting, and well, superb race. Mark Baisby taking the race win. 2nd place going to James Shanes. Dano Virgin 3rd, Lee Smart. Unlucky for him, no points, but certainly the moment of the meeting so far. So another watering break as we come on to heat number 8. Jack Thomas off gate number 1. Great start to meeting for him, paid 5. Gate number 2 sees Tyler Govia. He has scored a couple of 3rd places so far. Luke Clifton off gate 3, he won his last outing. He's on 4, and from the outside, Kelsey Dugard. He's had a good start to meeting as well. He's on paid 5. So see what happens in this one. Kelsey had a terrible meeting here in the British Under-21 semi-final a few weeks ago, so it's been a month since we filmed anything here at Central Park, but Kelsey doing much better here this afternoon. 24-18 is the lead as the race starts. A good start by Thomas from the inside, he leads away. Luke Clifton is with him as well. Kelsey Dugard been sent out a little bit wide, he's at the back. Tyler Govia is in third place. So the Slide Kings, they're starting to pull away from the Warriors. Thomas it is who leads away, one of the reasons why Kent have had this brilliant start to their 2016 campaign, in total contrast of course to last season. This year so far they won home and away against Eastbourne on a Good Friday chase. They won at Rye House in the National League. They won at Mildenhall in the National Trophy, and they also won at the Isle of Wight in the National Trophy. Some big wins as well, as Jack Thomas comes round, and a big win for him in heat number 8. Second place goes to Clifton, third spot to Govia. Kelsey Dugard, nothing there in heat number 8. A second 5-1 in the last 3 races for the home side. They've now moved on to a 10-point advantage. And here comes Jack. What a meeting for him so far. That's paid 8 from his 3 rides. And Luke Clifton, well, he's having another terrific afternoon. Kent on the march. Moving on to heat number 9, and this one, well, unfortunately David Mason, who's making his way round to the start, he had engine failure, and he failed to make it out onto the circuit under the 2 minutes. So Jack Thomas, he gets an extra outing. Of course, we've just seen him win heat number 8 in superb fashion. He comes out off the inside gate position, so he's off 1. James Cockle, let's hope he doesn't have a similar machinery problem he had in his last ride. He's off 2. Danny Ayres unbeaten, he's off at gate 3, and Matzel, who's struggled a bit for speed, he comes out off at gate number 4. 29.19 the lead, could be between Ayres and Cockle this one. So, and going into that first bend, indeed it is. Cockle on the inside, Ayres on the outside. Danny's got the speed down the back straight. Jack Thomas, he's under pressure from Matzel, who's having a pretty good ride, but he's gone out way too wide, and he comes down, and well, it looks like he's going to get off the track. The heat, it is continuing. In fact, so is Matt, he's carrying on as well as Danny Ayres it is then, who leads the way. Danny, well, as far as we understand, he's never had a maximum in the National League. He got paid 16 at the Isle of Wight a couple of weeks ago, and still 12 points at Eastbourne. I think he had a laugh in one of his rides as well. He has missed out narrowly, but he's looking as if he's going to collect 3 wins out of 3 here, as he comes round and takes the checkered flag. Second place goes to Cockle. Jack Thomas, another point for him. He's rattling up the points here tonight. This afternoon, sorry. He gets third place. Matzel, well, he has just finished after his tumble. Getting sympathetic applause from the crowd here. Very sporting crowd here at Central Park. Danny coming round for a lap of honour then. Super stuff from Danny. Oh, here he goes again. We're waiting for one of the Scornici type donuts. He really must learn to add that to his repertoire. You can only do so much with a checkered flag. As he continues on his lap of honour, and the fans continue to cheer him on his way. Heat 10, next one up, and Luke Clifton comes out off gate number 1. Luke Bowen, he thought he was off gate 1, but he just moved over. Just been told by Start Master Ian Glover that in fact he's off at gate number 3. So Clifton off 1. Mark Baseby comes out off gate number 2. He had a fine win in his last ride, did Mark. Back on the Shareways this season, having had a few grass track meetings over the last few years, concentrating on that. Gate number 3 it is Luke Bowen, and from the outside it is Lee Smart, who was having a fairly good race in his last outing until he was passed in a simultaneous move by Shanes and Verge. He comes out off gate number 4. Former Conference League Riders Champion Lee, which is this similar to the level that the National League is these days, the 3rd division of British Speedway. And certainly not seen third-rate racing here this afternoon. Some good action for this bank holiday crowd to enjoy. Heat number 10, 33-21 is the score. There's a big crash there involving 3 riders, in fact, as Luke Clifton's come down to keep running to Mark Baisby and Lee Smart. But he also bit the dust. Baisby's soon back to his feet, so is Luke Clifton, and so is Lee Smart. And all 4 riders have been invited back for the rerun. We'll be going again with the rerun of heat number 10 up next. And well, I think they're a bit short of rakers here at Central Park, because that is the boy wizard of balance, as he's known here. That is James Shanes, just helping out. Doing a pretty good job as well. I wonder if one of the other guys is going to get on his bike. So we've had a bit of a delay while the bikes and bodies have been reassembled, and we're going once again with the rerun of heat number 10. Remind you of the lineup: Luke Clifton off gate number 1, Mark Baisby off gate number 2. Off gate 3 is Luke Bowen, the only rider to escape that incident, and from the outside it is Lee Smart. Just got a little bit tight with everyone going into that first corner. We're going to hopefully get this race run. A few incidents we've had this afternoon. But the track, well, it's holding up very well indeed. Really has come a long way since that opening meeting back in on Good Friday or Easter Monday in 2013. Heat number 10 gets underway. Bowen's made a great start from gate 3. He leads the way. Clifton is with him as well. Lee Smart's trying to get around the outside. Mark Baisby is there also, but it is the 2 Lukes once again who are looking towards a 5-1. They've got one in heat number 6 and trying to get another one here in heat number 10. Mark Baisby putting Clifton under pressure as Bowen leads the way then. Well, there Baisby having a few problems, and he's dropped quite a distance behind Luke Clifton. Another 5-1 on the cards then, and this would see Kent move into a 16-point lead. No black and white facility, of course, this year in the National League in any of the competitions, so team manager Barry Bishop, his hands are somewhat tied as Bowen, well, he wins his first race of the meeting. Second place, that goes to Clifton. Third spot to Mark Baisby. Lee Smart, nothing for him at the back. And well, Kent, they really are piling on the pressure now. They look a very, very solid outfit after the last year was a pretty terrible one for them, of course, finishing with a wooden spoon, their unwanted trophy. But they're certainly not going to get that this year. Could be some silverware at Central Park as Bowen and Clifton celebrate with a big 5-1. 38-22 the lead. 10 races gone. The riders quickly out for heat number 11. Benji Compton comes out off gate number 1, winning his first ride and then nothing in his second outing. Gate number 2, James Shanes hasn't had a win so far. Gate number 3, that sees Kelsey Dugard. He has done well with his. He had paid 5 for his first 2 and then ran a last in his next outing. And off at gate number 4, we have got Dano Verge, who's been excellent so far, with paid 5 from his first 2 rides. So 38-22, sort of lead you would have expected Kent to have, I think, after 10 races. 16-point advantage. Heat number 11 is away, so is Compton from gate number 1. He's made a good start. Oh, James Shanes had his own teammate Dano Verge off there. Obviously not intentionally. Shane's Willie has moved through in the first place. The referee, well, somewhat belatedly, she has put the red lights on, and well, she has disqualified Dano Verge. And well, that's a bit harsh, we feel, because Dano, he was brought off, or he wasn't helped by his own teammate. Surely I thought you could still put all 4 riders in. I don't think whether it was your own teammate or not who knocked you off. I think I'm not a referee, obviously, don't know the rule book that well, but to me and to a lot of the fans here, it looked like first Ben bunching, and all 4 should have been allowed back in the rerun. But Christina Turnbull has decided no. Dano Verge, and somewhat harshly, is excluded. So 3 remaining riders out then for heat number 11. We had a few falls and disqualifications this afternoon. That's about the 4th so far. But Dano certainly was very harshly treated there, we feel. Chris Hunter's been on the phone to Miss Turnbull, but she has not changed her mind, as referees very, very rarely do, of course, in any sport that is. So heat number 11. Benji Compton off gate number 1, James Shane's off 2, and Kelsey Dugard is off gate number 3. 3 remaining riders, 16 points to lead. The Warriors will be hoping to close that in this heat. Race 11 is underway, and Compton has made a good start from the inside. Dugard tries to switch back, but here comes Shane's between the 2 Warriors, and he's moved through in the first place. Super stuff from James. At the end of lap number 1, he's held in front. Hasn't had a race win so far this afternoon, but I'm sure he'll be collecting 3 points in this one, unless he has any sort of mechanical issue. As he said in an interview with Glenn before tonight, or this afternoon's meeting, won the grass track event yesterday in Worcestershire, I think, or Hertfordshire. Not quite sure where. You know where we are this afternoon, though, Central Park Stadium, and James Shane's, he's going to help Kent maintain their 16-point advantage. He's going to come round and take his first win of the meeting, much to the delight of the home fans. Second place, that goes to Compton. Third spot to Kelsey Dugard. That's 3-all then in that one, as the Slide Kings, well, they move into the 40-point bracket. They've moved on to 41. The Isle of Wight on to 25, and James coming round with the checkered flag on his lap of honour. So moving on to heat number 12. Matt Saul comes out off gate number 1. Gate number 2 sees Danny Ayres, unbeaten so far. Scored 4 points yesterday for Glasgow at home to Peterborough. Of course, he rides in the Premier League as well, and thoroughly enjoying his experience at the Ashfield Stadium, or the Peugeot Stadium as it's called now. Gate number 3, Lee Smart. Gate 4, the promising Jack Thomas. Lee Smart, well, he's made a flyer there, and Miss Turnbull, well, she has let that go. And the crowd, they can't quite believe that, and it's a bit difficult to comprehend that one, as Lee Smart, he leads the way. Now can Danny Ayres find a way past Smart? First lap down the back straight on lap number 2. Smart is who leads the way. Ayres in second place, Thomas in third. Matt Saul struggling in this meeting, he's at the back. Lee Smart using his vast experience though to hold off Ayres. So Danny, well, is he ever going to get that maximum in the National League? And he has got just over a lap in which to find a way past Lee Smart, but Lee looking fast enough in this one. He's held in front from Ayres. I think he's going to have to settle for second place. Jack Thomas in third, with Saul pointless in this one. Lee Smart, he wins it. Second place goes to Danny Ayres. Frustration there from him. Jack Thomas in third, and the fans are not happy at all with Miss Turnbull there, as she let that one go, and there's a strong case that it should have been called back, but no, that's not the case, as Lee Smart, he takes his first win of the meeting, and Danny Ayres suffers his first defeat this afternoon. So heat number 13, and this one got some good riders in this race. Luke Bowen comes out off gate number 1. Gate number 2, that sees Benji Compton. Gate number 3, the exciting James Shanes, and off gate number 4 it is James Cockle. So all 4 of these riders have won races. Which one will take the 3 points in heat number 13? 44-28, a handy 16-point lead. Chris Hunt, well, I'm sure he would have been hoping for around about 20 points advantage to take down, and they're well on their target towards that at the moment. Heat number 13 then. Start Marshall walks away, and a great start there by Luke Bowen. He's out in front. Shane's making his customary slow start, but watch him go now. He's finding a way past Compton on the outside with James Cockle in second place. Bowen leads the way. Cockle in second place. Shanes is in third. Compton has had engine problems. He's pulling out at the back. It's a 4-2 for the Slide Kings of Kent. As 747, he's leading the way. Shanes in pursuit of Cockle. Close between those 2 riders. James, well, he beat James Cockle, beat James Shanes in heat number 4. Of course, Shanes, he had that disqualification and following his fall. Here they're on the final lap. He's putting in a big challenge on James Cockle, and he's always gone out wide again, and now he's almost come down. He's just about stayed on his bike. Oh, great effort by the youngster. He's going to have to settle for a point as Bowen wins it. Second place goes to James Cockle. Great effort there by James Shanes. He really is Mr. Entertainment here at Central Park. A 4-2 for the home side. It's another heat advantage, and they do increase that lead now to 18 points as Luke wins his second race in a row. He's been unbeaten apart from that disqualification following his fall in his first ride. And coming round to receive the generous applause from the Central Park supporters. Will we see him in heat number 15? Heat 14, next one up, and the lineup. We've got Mark Baisby off gate number 1, 4 points for him so far. Gate number 2, see Dano Verge, paid 5 from 2 rides, and then that disqualification, which not too sure about that. Gate number 3 sees Tyler Govia, 3 third places, and from the outside, David Mason had a bit of a nightmare this afternoon. Just a couple of points for the all-time point scoring record holder. Record holder in this division. He comes out off gate number 4. Been riding over 20 years as David, still loving the sport as much as he always has done. Former Conference League Riders champion himself, of course, as well as alongside Lee Smart in this match. Heat 14, 48-30. Can David sign off with a victory? We are good to go, and out of the start, so is Baisby. He leads from the inside. Verge is in second place, Mason in third, but Govia at the back. It's a shared heat as it stands at the moment. Mason's hit problems. He's been passed by Govia. That's a surprise. Here comes Verge on the inside. Mason comes back on the inside of Tyler. Good action in heat 14 then. Out in front though, Baisby's missing it all. He leads the way. Verge riding a good race in second place as Govia, well, he's taking a tumble. He is getting off the track though as his teammate Baisby is who leads the way. So we must commend the riders who have got off the circuit this afternoon. We've had 1 or 2 tumbles, but they've certainly done their best to get off the track as Mark Baisby, well, he's leading the way. Of course, brother of Aaron. We forget to mention Aaron, a Kent rider the last couple of years, not in the lineup this year. And his brother Mark, is he going to take the victory? Oh, here comes Steve. Oh, J.O. Verge takes the win. Second place goes to Mark Baisby. Third spot to David Mason. And, well, that is a super ride there by Steph and Dano to come through and take the victory there. Super scenes here at Central Park as Dano Verge. Well, that really was an excellent ride by him to come through into first place. Bad luck there on Mark. I think there may have been a bit of contact with him and Dano on that run into the light. Oh, Dano asking if he wants to lift back. Well, I think you can. You don't need to be a lip reader to probably realise what he said to him as Dano goes back to the pits. Race winner, a 4-2 for the home side, and that does mean that Kent open up a 20-point lead with the nominated heat to come. However, we thought we'd bring you a different view of the racing for this final heat. That's where we normally are, of course, up on our platform over the start-finish line, but we've moved on to the inside of the circuit for this one, the final race then of this first leg of this National League Knockout Cup. First round, first leg, Kent having built up a very, very handy 20-point lead. It ought to be enough, but who knows? The lineup for the final race then. Luke Bowen off 1, Kelsey Dugard off 2, Danny Ayres off 3, James Cocker off gate number 4. Heat number 15 gets underway, and it is Bowen who's made a good start. He leads it from Cocker in second place. Danny Ayres is in third with Kelsey Dugard. Done well to get a not race in the nominated heat, but he is at the back in this one. The end of lap number 1, and it is Bowen who leads the way. Cocker in second. Here comes Ayres on the inside, and he storms through in the second place. Cocker comes back. Has he got an answer to him? He's very tight indeed as they go into that third and fourth bend. But it is Luke Bowen who looks as if he's going to be unbeaten in his last 4 rides following that disqualification, his first outing. He leads the way then from Danny Ayres in second place, James Cockle in third, and Kelsey Dugard looks like he's going to fail to score in his final ride. A 5-1 for Kent. They'll be their first in heat number 10, and this would see them take a 24-point lead to the Smallbrook Stadium. That certainly ought to be enough as Luke Bowen finishes in style. Danny Ayres gets second place. Third spot will go to James Cockle, who held second place for a while. Kelsey Dugard at the back. Danny Ayres, well, he had supplied a superb cutback on the inside of Cockle to get up into second place. And here comes Luke and Danny, no doubt, to celebrate with the fans. A big 5-1 in heat number 15. So 57-33 victory for the home side then. And Danny, well, he really is quite unusual, isn't he? What a character he is. Absolutely delighted. He's just missing out on a paid maximum, which would have been his first one ever in the National League. And well, let's join Glenn for the victory parade.
So at the end of the afternoon here then, it's the Kent Kings who've whacked in a fantastic 24-point victory against Isle of Wight in the first leg of this Knockout Cup match. Danny Ayres there getting a lift on the back of Luke Bowen's bike. And talking of Luke Bowen, he's the number 1 and captain, and he weighed in with paid 12 here this afternoon. Danny Ayres alongside him there, or up above him there I should say, scored paid 14. Luke Clifton weighed in with paid 10. David Mason, not a good night for Magic, he only scored 3. James Shanes, Mr. Excitement, scored 6, had a tumble as well. What about the reserves? A whopping paid 19 between them. Dano Verge making his way down the home straight there, he scored paid 8, eventful meeting for him. And Jack Thomas paid 11, fantastic for young Jack. As for the visitors, they found the going tough. They kept it tight early on, but it was the Kings' all-round strength that pulled them away. Benji Compton, the former King, scored 5. Kelsey Dugard managed paid 7. Lee Smart paid 5. 2 last there though. Mark Baseby scored 6. Captain James Cockle weighed in with 8. Matt Saul just 1, and Tyler Govey 3. Only 4 heat winners as well for the Isle of Wight. And now Bowen and Danny Ayres have swapped places. Look at that. Danny Ayres leading the way there with Mark Bowen on the back. Jack Thomas having a little burnout for us with Dano Verge as well. It looks like Luke Clifton's about to join in as well. Certainly great team spirit amongst the Kent Kings this year. They have got a fantastic 1-7, and when they all fire on all cylinders like they did today, they can destroy the opposition. So as I say, a 24-point lead to take down to the Isle of Wight in a month's time for the second leg. And what we'll do in a minute is wander over and have a word with one of the riders who shone for the Kings here this afternoon. Well, one of the reasons the Kings whacked in a thumping victory here this afternoon was the reserves paid 19 between them from Jack Thomas and Dano Verge. So I guess Dano, firstly, good night, good afternoon for you and the team overall.
Yeah, it was a good night. I only dropped a point from my 3 rides that I completed. I felt I got wrongly excluded in one. First bend bunching, I got whacked a couple of times going into the turn.
Once by Shainesy, I think.
Well, yeah, first of all it was Kelsey going into the turn and I managed to stay on, and then Shainesy come into my path, which is fair enough. He was in front, but...
Kelsey was one of them though, wasn't he, the first one?
Yeah, he gave me... Well, we gave each other elbows on the start line. But I managed to get across him, so that was a good thing. Yeah. But then my teammate got in my way and I had nowhere to go into the bottom of the fence. So I thought that would have been all 4 back, first been bunching, but...
So did everyone else.
but turns out the referee had different rules. She turned around and said that it's only first bend bunching if an opponent hits you, not your teammate. So that's something I've never heard of before, but it doesn't matter. I pulled out a win in my first one, and then I come from behind to get a paid second in my second one, and I got a win in my last one for coming second and got him on the line, so coming out of turn and going down to the finish line. So it was a good night all in all. So
it was. I mean, that's a ruthless drive, wasn't it? Did you whip Mark Baisby's chain off as you come past him?
Yeah.
Not intentionally, of course. But
not intentionally, no. But there was a gap there. It was last lap, last turn. It had to be done, and I went for the gap, and we clouted pretty hard coming out the turn. But it's racing. No, I've had it done to me. I said sorry and offered him a lift back to the pits.
Yeah, you did. What did he say?
He said no. So I don't think he was too pleased. But it's racing. I've had it done to me. It's not going to be the last time someone does it to me. No. And it won't be the last time I accidentally do it to someone else. So
no, it's a tough sport. But overall, though, Dan, I mean, you've made a great start to the season as a team. Have you? I mean, you're riding rejuvenated this year. Obviously, your hard work in the winter's paying off. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah. My fitness is a lot better with. I've been working with Aaron Rowe, and I can hold on for 4 laps. That
helps, doesn't it?
That's the biggest. That was my main problem last year. There was many times I was in front, and on the last lap they'd all come round me because I couldn't hold on, and I lost my grip, and the throttle was slipping in my hand, so I weren't going fast enough. But this year I'm a lot stronger. I can hold on for 4 laps, and it proves that I can race for 4 laps now instead of 2.
Well, that's good for us as well, because it will stop your dad grumbling to us. But of course, it sets the team up nicely for Wednesday. I mean, that's a real crunch. I mean, they've won all their meetings as Kent have, and what a match that's going to be.
Yeah, that's
at Birmingham.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, especially away. But we're all going well. I've only had one off meeting this year, and that was at the Isle of Wight, where I got a paid win in Heat 2, and then I had a crash, and then I didn't really do too much in my others. So that was my only tough one. But other than that, it's been going really good. And everyone, it's great team spirit this year. We're all helping each other. Someone falls off, we're grabbing it, we're doing things in the pits for each other. And last year we didn't have that, and it proved because we all weren't going great. This year we're all singing off the same song sheet, and it's going good so far.
Well, team spirit works for Paul Pirates. They prove that every year, so it can work here. Look, well done, Dano. Well done this afternoon, and best of luck Wednesday at Birmingham.
Thank you very much. See ya.
So at the end of 15 heats of National League Knockout Cup action here at Central Park this afternoon, it's the home team, the Kent Kings, who ran out winners by 24 whopping points in the end. You feel they might have settled for 20 pre-meeting. Chris Hunt, the manager, will take 24. The Warriors kept it close early doors, but it was the Kings' overall strength, enhanced by paid 19 from the reserves. What a difference having strong reserves makes to any team at any level, and it's paying off for Kent. The top end of the side pulled their weight as well. A bit of an off night for David Mason, but he's allowed that every now and again. Bless him, he is getting on a bit in years. As for the Warriors, they did struggle. Obviously, Captain James Cockle led the way with 8, but they managed only 4 heat wins between them, and that probably says it all. But the Kings will certainly go to the island in a month or so. It's time for the second leg, full of confidence. Confidence is something they'll need on Wednesday in 48 hours' time as they go to Birmingham to take on the current National League champions, of course. They've won all 7 of their meetings as well. That will be a crunch clash even early on at this stage of the season. And we're back here a week tonight when the Mildenhall Fent Tigers are in town for a National Trophy clash. So until then, it's a good afternoon from Central Park and from Rerun Productions.